Hey friends, welcome back to TalkMate English. I'm Adam, and today we're going to have a warm, friendly, and very practical lesson together. We're going to focus on one of the most powerful tools in real communication, small talk. These short, simple, and natural sentences can help you start a conversation anywhere, with anyone, and make you sound more confident and friendly in English. Whether you're meeting someone for the first time, chatting with a colleague, talking to a neighbor, or even speaking to a stranger at a coffee shop, small talk is the bridge that connects people. And today, I'm going to guide you through 100 small talk sentences that you can use in your daily life, along with practice time to help you remember and say them naturally. Let's imagine you're walking into a room and you see someone you want to talk to. You don't always need deep questions or long speeches. Sometimes, one short, friendly sentence is enough to open the door. For example, you could simply say, "Hi, how's your day going?" Go ahead. Say it with me slowly. Hi, how's your day going? Notice how soft and natural it sounds when you smile as you say it. Try it again, this time imagining you're greeting someone you actually know. Small talk works best when it feels real, not forced. That's why we'll practice each sentence as if you were in a real situation. Let's take another example. The weather's beautiful today, isn't it? This is such a common and easy way to start a conversation, especially with someone you've just met. Repeat after me slowly. The weather's beautiful today, isn't it? Now try changing the word beautiful to another word like nice, amazing, or perfect to make the sentence fit the moment. Sometimes small talk is just about noticing something around you. If you're in a cafe and the smell of coffee is strong, you might say, "This coffee smells amazing, doesn't it?" Try saying that with a little curiosity in your voice. "This coffee smells amazing, doesn't it?" You can change coffee to tea, cake, or even bread depending on where you are. The key is to connect through, something you both can experience right there. Let's practice a few more together. I'll say them first, and then you can repeat after me. "That's a nice shirt. Where did you get it?" "I like your shoes. They look really comfortable." "I've seen you around here before. Do you live nearby?" Each of these sentences is short, but they invite the other person to share more. Say them slowly and with a smile in your voice. Remember, small talk isn't just about asking questions. It's also about making friendly comments. You could say, "I love how sunny it is today," or "This place is always so busy," or "I can't believe how quiet it is here right now." Each one is a conversation starter because it gives the other person something to respond to. Here's a quick exercise. I'll give you a sentence, and I want you to imagine the situation, then say it as if you were really there. "It's been such a long week, hasn't it?" Picture yourself talking to a coworker on a Friday. Now try. "The music here is really nice." Maybe you're in a restaurant. One more. "This line is moving so slowly today." Imagine you're waiting at a supermarket checkout. The more you imagine the real-life scene, the more natural your English will sound. Another great tip for small talk is to notice what the other person is doing. If someone is reading a book, you could say, "That book looks interesting. What's it about?" If they're holding a shopping bag, you could say, Did you find what you were looking for? If they're looking at a menu, you might say, everything here looks so good, doesn't it? Now, let's do a short shadowing practice. I'll say 3 sentences, and you repeat them exactly after me. That's a great idea. I've heard about that place before. I didn't expect to see you here. Repeat them again, but this time, focus on your tone. Small talk should sound relaxed, not rushed. We can also use small talk to follow up after someone speaks. If they say they've been busy, you could respond with, busy with work or something fun. If they say they just got back from somewhere, you can say, oh, how was it? These short follow-up questions show interest and keep the conversation going. And here's something important. In small talk, your body language and voice matter just as much as your words. Even though we're practicing with just our voice here, imagine your body is open, your face is relaxed, and your tone is friendly. That energy will come through in your voice. Before we move further, let's do one more quick practice. I'll give you 5 short sentences. Repeat each one twice. How have you been? I didn't know you came here often. What's keeping you busy these days? That smells so good. Looks like it might rain later. Excellent. Keep them natural, keep them light, and keep them real. Another simple way to start small talk is by mentioning something you both share in that moment. For example, if you're waiting for the bus, you could say, it feels like the bus is taking forever today. Or, I think the bus is running late. If you're in a waiting room, you might say, it's quieter than usual in here. Or, they're really busy today, aren't they? These comments don't require deep thought. They just connect to the shared experience, making the other person more likely to respond. Let's practice a few together. Repeat after me slowly. I think we've met before, haven't we? Are you from around here? It's nice to finally meet you in person. When you say these sentences, imagine a gentle smile and open expression. That's what will make them sound welcoming and sincere. Sometimes, small talk is about making the other person feel comfortable. If someone seems nervous or unsure, you could say, don't worry, you'll do great, or take your time, there's no rush. These sentences are short, but can really put someone at ease. Try them now, slowly and with a reassuring tone. You can also use small talk to introduce yourself naturally. Instead of a formal, hello, my name is, you can say, hi, I'm Adam, nice to meet you, or, hey, I don't think we've met yet, I'm Adam. Notice how it feels friendly, not formal. Practice saying both versions now like you're meeting someone for the first time. Here's a short speaking exercise. I'll give you a sentence, and you change 1 or 2 words to fit your own life. For example, if I say, I love coming here on weekends, you could change it to I love coming here in the mornings, or I love coming here after work. Let's try. I come here almost every day. I really enjoy this place. This is one of my favorite spots in town. Change them, make them your own, and speak them out loud. Now let's focus on the idea of compliment-based small talk. People love hearing something nice, as long as it's genuine. You might say, that's a great jacket, or I like your hairstyle, or that's a nice watch you've got there. These are short and easy ways to make a connection. Repeat after me. That's a great jacket. I like your hairstyle. That's a nice watch you've got there. You can also compliment things that aren't physical. For example, you always have the best ideas. Or, I like the way you explain things. Or, you're really good at telling stories. These compliments are about the person's personality or skills, and they can make someone feel valued. Try saying them now, clearly and warmly. Small talk often flows better when you follow a compliment with a question. For example, that's a great jacket. Where did you get it? Or, I like your hairstyle. Did you just get it done? The question keeps the conversation alive. Practice both now with me. Let's add a listening-based small talk practice. I'll say a short sentence, and you respond with something short to keep the conversation going. Ready? I say, I'm really tired today. You could respond, long day? I say, I just got back from vacation. You might respond, oh, where did you go? I say, this coffee is amazing. You could say, it is. Do you come here often? The point is to show interest and leave space for the other person to talk. Small talk isn't about saying a lot. It's about making the other person feel comfortable enough to share. Another common small talk starter is talking about events. If something just happened locally, you might say, did you hear about the concert downtown? Or, the festival last weekend was so much fun, or, I think there's a market happening later today. Repeat each of those now, slowly, as if you're genuinely interested in the topic. And of course, food is a universal topic. You could say, that smells delicious, what is it? Or, I've never tried that before, is it good? Or, I love this kind of food, don't you? Try them all with me now. Here's a quick shadowing drill to help you keep your pace natural. Repeat after me without pausing too long, but keeping it relaxed. How's your morning going so far? I can't believe it's already this late in the day. Looks like we might get some rain later. Now let's do a little role play. Imagine you're at a party. Someone is standing near you. You say, hi, have you tried the snacks yet? They answer, not yet. You follow up with, you should, they're really good. Try speaking both lines yourself, imagining you're actually there. Small talk works best when you give and receive. You share something, then you invite the other person to share something. That's why Me Too moments are powerful. If someone says, I love this song, you can say, me too. It's one of my favorites. That small agreement builds connection quickly. All right, let's practice 5 new sentences together. I've been meaning to try this place. I like your accent. Where are you from? It's been so busy lately, hasn't it? I think we're in the same class, right? I didn't expect to see you here. Small talk can also be about shared interests. If you notice someone wearing a sports team shirt, you might say, are you a big fan of that team? If they have a book in their hand, you could ask, is that a good read? If they're listening to music, you could say, I like that song, who's the artist? These are all gentle, easy ways to connect through something they already care about. Repeat these sentences now, imagining you're actually talking to someone. Sometimes the best small talk is about the place you're in. If you're at a new restaurant, you could say, I've heard good things about this place. Have you been here before? If you're at a park, you could comment, This park is so peaceful today. Or, the flowers look beautiful right now. Practice saying these sentences, keeping your tone warm and open. Here's a little conversational drill for you. I'll say a small talk starter, and I want you to add your own follow-up question. That's a nice bag you've got there. You might add, where did you get it? The weather's been so unpredictable lately. You could add, do you prefer sunny or rainy days? I like your phone case. You might follow with, where did you find it? Small talk can even happen when you don't know the other person's name yet. You could say, hey, I see you here often, or I think we've crossed paths before, or I don't think we've met yet. Then, if the conversation continues, you can introduce yourself naturally. Try all three now, slowly and clearly. Let's practice a few openers you can use in group situations. How do you all know each other? Is this your first time here? What brought you here today? These are friendly and not too personal, which makes them great for casual group conversations. Repeat after me. Remember, small talk is not only for strangers. You can also use it with people you already know to keep your relationship warm. For example, how's your family doing? Or have you been working on anything exciting lately? Or did you watch that game last night? These keep the connection alive without jumping straight into deep topics. Here's another speaking exercise. I'll give you a neutral sentence, and I want you to make it sound friendly, curious, or amused, depending on the mood. First sentence, that's interesting. Now say it like you're genuinely curious. Second sentence, really? Say it like you're pleasantly surprised. Third sentence, no way. Say it with amused disbelief. These little emotional shifts can make your small talk feel much more real. When you're doing small talk, you can also use observations that involve more than just sight. Use your senses, smell, sound, touch, even taste. This music is so relaxing. Sound. It smells amazing in here. Smell. This chair is so comfortable. Touch. This soup is delicious. Taste. Using your senses makes your comments more vivid and relatable. Practice each of these now. You can also turn small talk into light humor. Nothing too heavy, just something that makes the other person smile. For example, if it starts raining just as you walk outside, you could say, perfect timing, right? If you're waiting in a long line, you could joke, we might get there by next week. Light, gentle humor can break tension and make people more open to talking. Now let's do a shadowing repetition drill for 10 sentences. Repeat each one exactly after me, keeping your tone natural. How's your day going so far? I didn't expect to see you here. The food smells incredible. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? I like your bag. It's really stylish. This place is always busy. That's interesting. Tell me more. I've heard a lot about this event. Do you come here often? I can't believe it's already this late. Small talk often works best when you give the other person a chance to talk about themselves. People enjoy sharing about their life, so give them that space. You can ask, how's work going for you? What do you usually do on weekends? Have you traveled anywhere recently? These are open enough to invite stories without being too personal. Try saying them slowly now. Sometimes, small talk can simply be about sharing your own little moment. For example, I just had the best coffee this morning, or I found a great little bakery near my place, or I finally finished that book I've been reading. When you share small personal moments, it makes the conversation feel real and less like an interview. Let's combine this into a mini conversation practice. Imagine you're standing in line at a cafe. You say, I just had the best coffee this morning. The other person responds, Oh, really? Where from? You answer, A small cafe near my house. You should try it sometime. Now switch roles in your mind. You're the other person responding with interest. Practicing both sides helps you get comfortable in real life. And here's one more important thing. Small talk is not about being perfect in grammar. It's about being natural. People care more about your tone and friendliness than about whether you used the exact perfect tense. So relax, smile, and focus on connection. Sometimes small talk can be about the time of day and how it feels. You can say, It's such a peaceful morning, or This afternoon feels so quiet, or The evening light is beautiful right now. These are easy, universal comments that can fit almost any setting. Repeat each one now, letting your tone match the mood of the sentence. Soft for the morning, calm for the afternoon, warm for the evening. When you're in a store or market, you can use small talk to connect with other shoppers or even staff. For example, they always have such fresh produce here. Or, this place has the best selection. Or, I love coming here for this one item. Practice these sentences with a tone that shows you're simply sharing a pleasant thought. Another way to keep small talk natural is to react to things happening right in front of you. If you hear a loud noise, you might say, That was unexpected, with a small laugh. If the lights flicker, you could say, I guess the weather's messing with the power. These small situational comments often make people smile and open the door for conversation. Let's try a quick reaction practice. I'll give you a situation, and you say a short sentence you might use. Situation 1. You see someone drop something. You could say, Oh, you dropped this. Situation 2. You hear someone sneeze. You could say, Bless you. Situation 3. You see the train arrive earlier than expected. You could say, Wow, it's early today. Compliments are powerful, but remember to keep them authentic. Instead of forcing a compliment, look for something real. That's a great color on you, or you're really good at explaining things, or I like your positive energy. Practice saying each one like you truly mean it. Let your voice sound sincere. Sometimes small talk is about shared challenges. If it's hot outside, you can say, This heat is something else. If it's raining heavily, I didn't expect this much rain today. If traffic is bad, the roads are so packed right now. These comments can spark agreement and lead to more conversation. Let's practice matching tone to situation. For this heat is something else. Let your voice sound a little tired. For I didn't expect this much rain today. Let it sound a little surprised. For the roads are so packed right now. Sound slightly frustrated but light-hearted. Here's another quick drill for variety. I'll give you one small talk sentence, and you try saying it in 3 different ways: curious, amused, and relaxed. Sentence. That's interesting. First, curious, like you want to know more. Now amused, like you find it slightly funny. Now relaxed, like it's just a passing comment. This is great for practicing natural delivery. Food and drink are easy topics for small talk. You could say, "This is my favorite coffee shop," or "Have you tried their dessert?" or "I always get the same drink here." These can work with strangers or friends, and they make you sound friendly and open. Try them now, imagining you're in your favorite cafe. Sometimes small talk is as simple as asking someone's opinion. "What do you think of this place?" Or, "Do you like this kind of music?" Or, "Have you been here before?" These are short and easy to answer, which keeps the conversation flowing. Let's do a follow-up question exercise. I'll give you a short answer, and you respond with a natural follow-up. If I say, "Yeah, I've been here before," you could say, "Oh, how did you like it?" If I say, "No, I haven't tried that yet," you could say, "You should, it's really good." If I say, "I'm visiting for the first time," you could say, "Welcome. What do you think so far?" And remember, small talk isn't just for filling silence. It can build trust over time. The more you share these little friendly exchanges, the more comfortable people will feel talking to you in the future. Here are 5 more short sentences for you to practice now. "I like the atmosphere here." "That looks delicious." "It's a bit crowded today, isn't it?" "I've never been here before." "The view is amazing from here." Repeat each one twice, keeping your tone light. Small talk can also include little shared jokes about common situations. If you're at a grocery store and the self-checkout isn't working, you might say, "Looks like the machine's on a break." If you're waiting in a long queue, "We should have brought chairs." These playful comments make strangers more willing to respond. Finally, let's do a shadowing set of 10 sentences, one after another. "How's your week been so far?" "I didn't know you lived around here." "This coffee smells amazing." "I like the music they're playing." "It's really nice out today." "That's a cool phone case." "I can't believe it's already Friday." "Do you usually come here at this time?" "That's an interesting choice. I've been wanting to try that for a while." Small talk can also be about positive news or small victories in daily life. You could say, "I finally finished that project I was working on," or "I just started reading a new book and it's really good," or "I managed to get up early today for a change." These kinds of comments are light and friendly, and they invite the other person to share something about their own life too. Try each of these now, imagining you're talking to a colleague or friend. If you want to keep the conversation going, you can follow your small talk with a short, open-ended question. For example, if you say, "I just started reading a new book," you could add, "Do you like reading?" If you say, "I got up early today," you could ask, "Are you a morning person?" This shows you're not just talking for the sake of talking, you're genuinely interested in their answer. Sometimes small talk can be based on shared anticipation. You might say, "I can't wait for the weekend," or "I'm really looking forward to the holidays," or "I'm excited for the game tonight." These sentences express a little personal excitement, which is often contagious. Repeat them now, letting your voice carry that sense of anticipation. Another great source of small talk is current events, but keep them light and friendly. For example, I saw they're opening a new cafe downtown, or there's a street festival coming up next week, or I heard they renovated the park. These kinds of comments can easily lead to longer conversations without going into serious topics. Let's try a location-based practice. Imagine you're at a park. You could say, "The flowers are so colorful right now," or "I love the sound of the fountain," or "It's so peaceful here today." Now imagine you're at a bus stop. You might say, "It's not usually this busy," or "I think the bus is running late again," or "At least the weather's nice while we wait." By changing your sentences to match your surroundings, your small talk feels more natural. When you're doing small talk, using people's names can make it more personal. If you've just learned someone's name, you might say, "Nice to meet you, Sarah," or "How's your week going, James?" or "See you around, Alex." Adding a name makes it sound warmer and more genuine. Here's a short role-play exercise. I'll give you 2 lines and you repeat them back with a friendly tone. Line 1. "Hi, I'm Adam. Nice to meet you." Line 2. "How's your day going, Sam?" The small detail of a name changes the whole feeling of the interaction. Small talk can also be about things you notice the other person is doing. If they're carrying sports gear, you might say, "Heading to practice?" If they're holding a shopping bag, "Did you find what you were looking for?" If they're looking at a menu, "Everything looks so good, doesn't it?" Try each one now, imagining the person in front of you. Let's practice a short observation plus question pattern. I'll give you the observation and you add the question. Observation: "That's a great camera you have there." Possible question: "Do you take a lot of photos?" Observation: "I like your backpack." Possible question: "Where? Did you get it?" This pattern is one of the easiest ways to keep small talk going. Even when the conversation starts to slow down, you can revive it with a little curiosity. "What do you usually do on weekends?" "Have you been here before?" "Do you live nearby?" These aren't too personal, but they give the other person something to answer. Here's another quick drill. I'll say a sentence, and you repeat it naturally. "It's such a nice day to be outside. This place always smells so good. I think I've seen you here before. I'm glad the sun is out today. That looks like a great choice." Finally, remember that small talk is about keeping things light. You don't need to share deep personal details, just enough to make a friendly connection. A simple comment, a smile in your voice, and a genuine interest in the other person are all you really need. Small talk can also work beautifully when you share something light about your day. For example, "I finally tried that new bakery, and it was amazing." Or, "I walked here today instead of taking the bus. It was so refreshing." Or, "I just finished a really interesting podcast on the way here." These little personal notes give the other person something to respond to without requiring a deep conversation. Practice these sentences now, adding a tone of relaxed friendliness. One of the easiest ways to make small talk is to comment on the environment in a positive way. If you're in an office, you could say, It's nice and quiet today, or I like the view from this window. If you're outdoors, the air feels so fresh this morning. Or, it's such a clear day you can see so far. When you practice, focus on making your words match the mood of the setting. Sometimes a shared inconvenience can create an instant connection. If you're waiting for something, you could say, "Feels like we've been here forever," or, "At least we're almost there." If the weather changes suddenly, "I didn't see that coming," or "Good thing I brought an umbrella." Light comments like these make strangers feel like teammates in the moment. Here's a short exercise. I'll give you a situation, and you think of a small talk sentence you could use. Situation 1. You're both stuck in slow traffic. Maybe you say, "We might be here a while." Situation 2. You're at a concert before it starts. You could say, "I'm so excited for this." Situation 3. You're waiting in a long cafe line. You might say, "The smell of coffee makes the wait worth it." You can also build small talk from something you both notice at the same time. If a dog walks by, you could say, "That's such a cute dog." If a loud laugh comes from across the room, "That sounded funny." If a sudden breeze comes in through the door, "That feels nice." These are so short and simple, but they work instantly because they're about the shared moment. Now let's practice a few conversational starters that lead naturally into more talk. "I just got back from a short trip." Follow it with, "Have you traveled anywhere recently?" "I've been trying a new recipe at home." Follow it with, "Do you like cooking?" "I just started watching a new series." Follow it with, "Have you seen anything good lately?" Try speaking them now, adding the follow-up naturally. Sometimes you can use small talk to complement someone's energy or mood. "You seem like you're in a great mood today," or "I like how positive you are," or "You always have such a friendly smile." These compliments are about the person's presence, and they feel warm without being too personal. Here's a quick shadowing round of 10 new sentences. Repeat each one right after me. "I think we've met before." "This place has a nice atmosphere." "It's been a while since I've been here. I didn't realize it was this close by." "The music is perfect for today." "I can't believe how fast this week went by." "I like the way they decorated this space. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods." That's a great idea you just shared. "I've been meaning to check this out." Now let's do a little role play practice where you try both sides of the conversation. You start with, "That coffee smells amazing." The other person says, "It really does. I get it here all the time." You respond, "I might have to try it next time." Switch roles and practice again so you feel comfortable, with both speaking and responding naturally. And remember, small talk isn't about impressing people. It's about making a human connection in a simple, kind way. When you keep it genuine, relaxed, and friendly, you'll find that conversations flow much more easily. Before we wrap up, here's your final set of 5 small talk sentences to practice. "It's good to see you again." "Have you been keeping busy?" "This weather is perfect for a walk." "I like the energy in this place." "I hope you have a great rest of your day." Say each one twice, smiling as you speak. So the next time you're in a cafe, at work, on the bus, in a shop, or just passing someone in the street, remember that you have dozens of ways to start a light, friendly conversation. A little sentence, a warm tone, and a bit of curiosity are all you really need. And the more you practice these, the more natural they will feel. I hope you enjoyed practicing with me today. Keep using these small talk sentences every day, with friends, with coworkers, with strangers. And you'll find your English speaking skills growing faster than you expect. And before you go, if you enjoyed this session, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and turn on the bell so you never miss a new practice. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in our next practice session.